charities to them and pay for the abortions that way. Money is fungible, Senator. You know that as a lawyer better than I do. So that if you vote to give them money, don't believe it's not helping them perform abortions.
We have a basic disagreement about this. Let me just give you my side of it. Number one is, one thing that joins all of us together is we believe that there are too many abortions in America. We should take steps to reduce that number. I think we all agree on that. We might have, that would be the ultimate. But reducing them would be a first step. Now, frankly, I don't hear enough of people in both parties talking about reducing. We hear a lot of debate on both sides. But, can I finish? Number one is I think we want to reduce the number of abortions. One of the ways, not the only way, but one of the ways to reduce the number of abortions is to have family planning or birth control. Some people don't agree with that, but let me finish the answer. Secondly, we should take steps, I believe, where you have a lot of agreement. Even people that believe in the right to an abortion, almost under any circumstances, also believe that we should take steps to reduce it. I think the Pregnancy Assistance Fund and other steps, not just that, but other steps to help pregnant women who are vulnerable and therefore more likely to abort than maybe another pregnant woman would be, we should take steps to do that. And then finally, I'd say this about this debate about Planned Parenthood. If you're going to apply that test to me or to any other legislator, then I think you're going to have to apply it to a lot of people in both parties, including a lot of Republican legislators over a generation or more who have voted time and again for federal budgets that have had funding for family planning and birth control. So I understand your disagreement with me,
Senator,
but
we did.
there are a lot of people have voted here in the House and the Senate, a lot of Republicans, a lot of Democrats for a couple of decades now. So if that test can be applied to me, it should be applied to them.
Two wrongs don't make it right.
Let's go to the next question so we can keep as many questions moving.
You're playing to a tough room, Bob. Maybe next time cookies may go a little smoother.
Oh, hey, this is what America's all about.
And this is what America's all about. I also happen to be a registered Democrat. I also feel like the party's letting me down in this particular aspect. You're speaking to a room of 350 people. My question to you is this. Why weren't you out on the wall this morning? Why weren't you speaking to 300,000 and stating your position then?
Let me just say this. How many people here are from Pennsylvania? That's a pretty good reason why I'm here and not somewhere else. I mean, I realize most people I represent Pennsylvania. Most of the people in this room, if not everyone, is from Pennsylvania. That's my job. I can't be everywhere. We've got a lot of other things going on, but I want to make sure that we have this time. Okay. Yep.
Senator Casey, you say you are pro-life, but yet when you had a chance to vote to repeal Obamacare, you voted against it. You voted for Obamacare in the beginning, and you also voted against defunding Planned Parenthood, even after what they're doing was made public with live action auto work. So please explain this.
That's a fair question. On health care, I'll call it the Affordable Care Act. We have differences in terms of what we call it. But let me just say this about it. Look, here's one of the reasons I voted for it, and here's some of the consequences of repealing it. One of the elements of this bill, of course, is expanding coverage, right? 30 million people eventually, not right now, but eventually will be covered. Some people think it may go as high as 32. I believe, and I think the evidence will show over time when we can demonstrate it, that covering that many Americans, and a lot of them being women, and a lot of them being women of childbearing age, if you're healthier, I think you're probably going to have a dramatic impact on the abortion rate in a positive direction, meaning bringing it down. That's number one. Number two, the pregnancy assistance fund, that was my idea. I didn't hear anyone else in the House or the Senate on the other side of the aisle proposing that. We should take the opportunity that presents us and not just make that work to assist pregnant women, vulnerable pregnant women, who are more likely to abort, but we should expand it. Instead of making $250 million, we should add money to it. Not to replace what's already done. A lot of private sector or nonprofit sector folks, whether it's Birthright or any other group out there, they do very good work, but this is in addition to that. I think we should remind ourselves of that. Next, I would say that one of the other ways to reduce the number of abortions is to increase the opportunities for adoption. The only reason the health care bill has a pregnancy assistance fund in it, because of me, the only reason the health care bill has a tax credit for adoption, $1.2 billion, because of my work. It wouldn't be there if I weren't doing that work. So I think when you talk about covering more Americans and keeping more folks healthy, adding the pregnancy assistance fund, adding as well the adoption tax credit, and then finally, the abortion provisions themselves are a lot stronger because of the work that I did. We have segregation of dollars, and in addition to that, the President added to that an executive order. I think in totality, passage of that bill and having it implemented over time will be positive in terms of abortion instead of increasing the number of abortions.
Don't agree.
Okay. Let me just see if we can get some on this side. Some on the first 2 or 3 rows.
Sorry. Some of your bills that you sponsored, one of the pregnancy assistance, you're talking about federal money, right, to increase that budget from $250 to $500.
Right.
I would say, why not allow it to be a tax credit so that the individuals can decide where that money, what program it goes to, rather than going through the federal program where it may become watered down, or not go where the people who are, putting the money up put it to. And the same with some of these other programs. Why do they always have to go through the federal government? Why not just let them be a tax credit?
Well, that's an interesting idea. It might work better that way. We do have a lot of tax credits. In fact, one of the things we'll be working on in the next couple of days, actually weeks, extending the payroll tax for the rest of the year. We're going to have a long list of tax credits that will be dealt with there. I don't know, I hadn't considered that idea as a way to do it, but that's certainly worthy of attention.
My name's Mary Burns. I'm from the Norris County area. And I was wondering if you could explain to us why you have 100% voting record with NARAL, the National Abortion Rights Action League.
Well, I'm not aware that that's the case, but here's what I'd say about some of those ratings. I saw a rating the other day where they had me as an organization had me as 0 for